Military installations and major cities are primary targets. Immediate shelter and avoid traveling unless absolutely necessary.
Corner store red and blue like flashing. Thugs in the alley, yeah, drink, they crashing. Politicians in suit, pocket, they racket. Pop off the paint, pin your block into a casket. Younger with a strap, no hope, just rage. Put you in the system, get you stuck in the cage. Catching your soul, leave you stuck in the hood while we slinging this truth, and you know it's all good. See, I ain't dope, so they flooding the streets. Lock you in chains till you're dead in the heat. War crime, yeah, they call it control. See, I came from the gutter, so I know what they sold. Like a bug on my line, but the feds tapping phones. Drones overhead, feeling like a war zone. Mayor talking peace, but the tanks roll deep. Say he went to prison, but he came out in a sheet. Hustle all day, gotta eat, no choice. Screaming war crimes inside the Rolls Royce. Bombing our enemies, calling it policy. Keep the trap booming, yeah, that's prophecy. Midnight rage while I'm kicking down the door. Jack boy move while I'm running up the score. Stacking up this paper while you out here saying broke. Funding all these wars while I'm laughing at these jokes. War crime, blood on the pavement, trap like dodging enslavement. Yeah, war crime, blood on the pavement, trap like dodging enslavement. Yeah, war crime, blood on the pavement, trap like dodging enslavement. Yeah, war crime, blood on the pavement, trap like dodging enslavement. Dice roll fade, yeah, spinning on the block. Gun pops watching the suit in the Glock. Legislative blade, cut the pork to the bone. Building an empire while I'm in my zone. Hustle in my veins, I just said that they trap from the corner to the capital, we cashing that debt. War crimes, yeah, see the blood on the flag. While the preachers selling hope, I'm just getting to the bag. Even work overseas, but the feds wanna stitch. Global game dirty, yeah, they kissing on the rich. War crimes painted on the walls of the traps. Spit the truth in the with another X on the map. Street black figures out here moving with the pack. Fence circle like voters slipping in the trash. White House glowing, but it's built on the scars. Dealing war crimes while I see you to the stars. Casting my votes from the block to the stage. Bullet in the valley, yeah, writing our page. War crimes stacking from the hood to the lost. Out in these streets, they calling me a god. Young and only heat, but the coals in the eyes. Politicians out here selling all these lies. Trapping to the top, rewriting all the scripts. Money in the power, yeah, it's time to get rich.
Good morning.
War crime, blood on the pavement, trap like dodging enslavement. Yeah, war crime, blood on the pavement, trap like dodging enslavement. Yeah, war crime, blood on the pavement, trap like dodging enslavement. Yeah, war crime, blood on the pavement, trap like dodging enslavement.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Let's get this show started. We don't got much time to cook and book, you know. Very abbreviated show. You see it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Now see what he did to the White House.
And I can't escape it. It's like deja vu. It's deja vu when I'm running up these reps. I'm like the Terminator screaming.
I'll be back.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so wrong,
I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is
how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. The algorithm turned you to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these snippets on my spreadsheet. Picture food, right, Evan? They don't get replies.
They test me.
Nope.
I say it with my chest cause I'm in it.
True.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call on me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in
Here it goes.
spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's life in a couple of
This is
days.
wild, man.
Shit was radical.
Keep it clean.
It
Relax.
was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the
Oh.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Really?
It's like deja vu. Silence, you naga demon.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I'm your pilot. You know exactly why we are gathered here this lovely Friday morning towards the end of October. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, let me take care of some very, very, very critical and important housekeeping items. For those of you, this might be your first time tuning in. I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, what? Triple H? Yes. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. The most honest person on social media. I have no reason to sugarcoat things anymore and lie to people. I don't need to do that like a lot of these so-called content creators on TikTok that spread lies and hatred in the name of upholding Donald Trump and his crimes. I don't do that, all right? So that's the first H. The second H is because I'm humble. Listen, we're all human beings, right? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? So if you get it wrong, you honestly should apologize, right? So me, that's what makes me humble. That's the second H, right? Honest and humble. And I'm the most humble person on social media. All right. And that's no lies detected. All right. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen. This one gets a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, both sides of the aisle, middle of the aisle. They get in trouble with me on this one. It's because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. See, I did that, Eugene. Eugene is always out there. JTA, cut it out. Keep it clean. They always out there trying to take some of the sauce. I could give you the recipe, but you wouldn't know what to do with it. I promise you, it's like Bush's baked beans in a way, right? Now, many of you understand what we do over here on this side of TikTok. What we do is spectacular. It's incredible. It's sensational. It's magical. It's theatrical. Diabolical, in a way, sensational. We hold Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons accountable for what they've done to this great country of ours by virtue of being the most ignorant, evil group of individuals ever known. These folks are worse than any other species of human beings that ever has walked the face of the earth. And you know, there's thousands and thousands of years of just human beings existing on earth. MAGA has to be by far the worst of the worst, the scum of the earth. And there's no way around it. You notice that I've silenced all of my critics lately. Good morning, G-Man. You notice that I've silenced every single one of my critics lately. They don't want to come up in the box and defend the indefensible any longer. There's nothing, honestly, a Trump supporter could bring up to me that would make me go, you know what? I got it wrong. Maybe I need to relax off of Donald Trump. There's nothing, because every day, you look at what he's doing in the background, just look at what he's doing. Destroying history, destroying the fact that that's the people's house, number one. No one asked you to turn the people's house into Mar-a-Lago. That's worse than a trap house. I'd rather it be a trap house. You know what, W. Zeus? I'd rather it be a trap house than to be a reincarnation of Mar-a-Lago, right? And so what I'll say is this, because I don't got much time. You know, Friday, it's an abbreviated show. I'll say this. If there are any Trump supporters out there, those of you who like to come in and watch in secrecy because you're too ashamed to reveal yourselves, I understand what's going on right now. It's not me you should be worried about. No, you really should be worried about the God judging you and doing the ultimate judgment, all right? Because a lot of y'all, honestly, at this point, you're going straight to hell, and I'll do that in just a quick second. But before I do, if you don't want me to send you to hell, right? You don't want me to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything in between, because I could do that very easily, wild man, and you know what I'm talking about. Then leave this live right now, and you could go hang out with these other fake, disgusting, vile, and I shouldn't say that because, you know, I could get a CG violation, TikTok for entertainment purposes only. You go hang out with those liars, because you know what these liars are doing on TikTok now? These Trump supporters. You know, I go over their X, and you could just watch the fighting going on. They're still fighting over Charlie Kirk. And you're watching Candace Owens. You're watching these people just literally having a falling out over Candace. They're having a falling out over Charlie Kirk. You notice they're not saying, oh, it was Zeus's rhetoric that got Charlie Kirk hurt. They're not saying that anymore. It was Zeus's rhetoric. And the Democrats that got these people going after Donald Trump. You know, the Butler incident, which we all know was very, very staged, right? They can't blame the Democrats for everything, all right? It's the Democrats that got the government shut down. They can't. There's no more. Because we've silenced them all, and then they're fighting amongst themselves. And then you got these fake TikTok hosts grifting their own base. I mean, I would grift if I were on the right. Grifting MAGA is so easy. I could do it and easily. I would be the best MAGA grifter out there, because all I would do is just get up on TikTok and just repeat all the lies, and then I'll do exactly what Donald Trump does after I make you humiliate yourself. Now, give me all your money. Yeah, that's what I would say. Give me all your money. Give me your wives. Give me your kids. Give me everything. And then you come on back here tomorrow, and there's more where that came from. It's so easy, because you don't love yourselves and you don't love the country. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. If you don't want any more of that, do me a favor, MAGA. Leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable in here. And I promise you it will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Bingo. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome have officially closed. And I take no accountability. I don't take any accountability, honestly, about the sparks that start flying once I get in and cooking and booking and doing what I'm doing, all right? Because that's just how it is. But I tell my mutuals out there, grab your shields, right? Because the Thunderdome is a real place on TikTok. We have adult, but very, keeping it clean conversations. I don't want to get up here and be the, Guinness Book of World Record guru of knowing all these critical facts about, Zeus, tell me what the GDP was in 2008. And then you compare that to the GDP under Obama, and then you subtract it by, I don't want to deal with that. I just get up here and I tell MAGA, no, Donald Trump promised us what? What did Donald Trump promise us? He promised us lower grocery prices. I just heard the news this morning. They said inflation is going in the wrong direction. Did you hear that? It's at 3%. And I said, oh, now watch later today. Watch Donald Trump get on TikTok. Watch all these right-wing content creators who are also paid by Putin, Vladimir Putin in Russia and China. They're going to get up here and say the same thing. Oh, it's the Democrats. It's Joe Biden. I'm not buying it. This is all because of Donald Trump and his tariffs. It's Donald Trump and his tariffs. And by the way, and I'll say this, I heard something yesterday that I hadn't heard before. And the only reason that I actually went and looked into it is because yesterday, did you all hear this? Donald Trump had a conniption and he went off on Canada last night. Did you hear this, ladies and gentlemen? He went off on Canada last night, and you go, well, what the heck happened, right? Because, a lot of us were busy throughout the day. You're like, you can't keep up with everything that's going on. But apparently, and Governor Gavin Newsom, shout out to Governor Gavin Newsom, he peeked up on it. This is what Donald Trump said to Canada. And this is what he wrote on Truth Social Lie Central. The Ronald Reagan Foundation has just announced that Canada has fraudulently used an advertisement, which is fake, featuring Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs. The ad was for $75,000. They only did this to interfere with the decision of the United States Supreme Court and other courts. The tariffs are very important to national security and the economy of the United States based on their egregious behavior. And then he puts it in all caps. All trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. So I said, what the heck is he talking about? So let's go and listen to the video that got Donald Trump really triggered yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. And you won't believe this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. It was posted by Doug Ford, and so we're going to play this, and then I'm going to get to judgment, all right?
When someone says, let's
Hold on.
tariffs on foreign imports.
Catch that.
When someone says, let's tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs.
Yeah.
And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time.
Oh.
But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer.
Oh.
High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs.
Wow.
Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. America's jobs and growth are at stake.
So Ronald Reagan, thank you for giving us those words, and I'll go ahead and clear up what really got Donald Trump, what really cooked his goose. It's when Ronald Reagan says, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign products, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products. Markets shrink and collapse. Industries shut down, and millions of people, millions of Americans lose their job. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And so what we all now see is this is Republican on Republican violence going on. Donald Trump was so triggered by what Ronald Reagan said, he called off trade talks with Canada. And at the end of the day, who does that harm, ladies and gentlemen? That harms everyday Americans like you and me, right? Which is another example of what I mean when I say Donald Trump is the most un-American person to ever walk the face of the earth. So what we'll do is this. Let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire, ladies and gentlemen. No, No, I don't think that about Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan could kiss my behind. What's sad is that Ronald Reagan was your go-to, but now he's not your go-to because guess what? You're smelling Donald Trump's dirty, disgusting diaper, champ. So do us all a huge favor. Since you're okay with Donald Trump destroying this great country of ours, why don't you go straight to hell with him, ladies and gentlemen?
Silence!
Yeah.
You MAGA Damon!
Nothing grinds my gears right now than to know that all these so-called MAGA males out here, they are nothing but the biggest snowflakes on the face of the earth. MAGA men cry over everything, and they try to make up for it by getting, big black trucks? No, get a big white truck. Why you want to be black all of a sudden? Keep it clean, right? They go around and they try to demonize every group of people. All right, you can't ask one of these fragile snowflake MAGA men out there. What person? Why are you so upset? We'll go down the list together. But right, go ahead and get a blanket and a pacifier and some Similac for them. All right, and what you'll do is you'll hear them cry. Zeus triggers me. Yeah, I can't stand Zeus. And then they'll go down the list. Obama, what did Obama do? His birth certificate. We're going to start there. But you really know what did in the tan suit. Oh, I can't deal with Obama. And then he had a pastor, and they said something that we didn't. Oh, okay. What else? Hillary Clinton. What about her? Oh, her email. Oh, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden. Y'all are a bunch. I mean, I've never seen just the most sensitive group of just immigrants. These immigrants come over here. They don't got a lot going on for them. They don't have the same head start you've had in this country, and they trigger you. Immigrants are triggering you. Democrat cities trigger you. I mean, TikTok triggers you. I mean, why don't y'all just do us a favor and go straight to Russia, all right? Maybe Vladimir Putin could make men out of y'all, all right? And seriously. Can y'all go a day without blaming the Democrats for all of your failures? It's clear to me why, when you talk to these guys, I was talking to Wildman the other day. I listened to him for about 5 seconds. It's all it took. I know exactly why you're a failure. I mean, first of all, you got to get in the gym, champ, all right? Because there's an issue right there, and he's going to get mad at me. The second thing is this. You got to elevate your game. You got to learn to become a lovable person. But you can't be a lovable person, especially when everyone knows that you worship the most vile and disgusting human being. And the list just goes on. And I would actually have to start charging MAGA to give them real advice like that. Zeus. I would have to start charging MAGA to give them real advice like that. But I got to move it on because we don't got much time in the morning. The next thing that I wanted to address, thank you, Scorpion, is the fact that we have a commander-in-chief right now who's actively engaged in war crimes. And so yesterday they did a publicity stunt together. Him, Whiskey Leaks Pete, and, they call her Scam Blondie, Pam Bondi, And so what they're trying to do now is, how they've been going out doing these unauthorized strikes, right? On these boats that they're claiming are coming in from the cartel. And so I've been amplifying it, and I've seen other amazing people amplifying it. Isn't that a war crime? You just can't go around and indiscriminately start disappearing people without actually providing anyone with evidence that these people are genuinely criminals. And in one instance, there were 2 survivors. And the United States released them back to what did they send them back to? Ecuador and Colombia. And you're going, why didn't you keep these war criminals, right? They don't want to keep them because they want to be able to get away with the war crimes. And so yesterday, Donald Trump and them, they had a nasty little press conference. I'll play a little bit of it and just listen to how Donald Trump is trying to cover his behind by saying, no, we're justified in committing war crimes because look at how bad these immigrants are, even though he's giving them $40 billion, right?
Cutting off heads, burning their enemies alive.
This is how he describes
and burning innocent people alive, too, by the way. The cartels control large swaths of territory. They maintain vast arsenals of weapons and soldiers, and they use extortion, murder, kidnapping
See how he does it?
Exercise political.
So he's demonizing random people without providing the American people, without providing Congress any evidence to support what he is saying. And I promise you, I know there's a Trump supporter out there listening to this and they're going, Zeus, what is your, they only got 2 brain cells. I was giving them too much credit right there. And they only got 1 tooth. Okay, about to lose their health insurance and their SNAP benefit. But they'll say something as ignorant as this: Zeus, you want to let these dangerous people in the country. That's your problem. And I'm going, stop. Stop it right there. You have no idea what I'm talking about. All right? Just stop thinking and listen to what I'm trying to say to you. All right? And it's very clear. If you don't have evidence that these people that you're randomly unaliving are truly as you're describing them to be, then at best, all you have is an opinion. And now you got to ask yourself, should a person, based on their opinion, be allowed to just go around and eliminate people? And if your answer is yes, send me a request. Send me a request. I promise you they won't double Zeus. Listen to Donald Trump. Listen to Donald Trump trying to just cover up these war crimes.
Thank you very much, Joe Biden, for allowing that to happen. Biden surrendered
Biden?
he just surrendered our country to the cartels. Don't worry, it gets better. We're taking it back. It's really fast at levels that nobody's ever seen before. Yeah. But what we had to put up with, what we inherited, was just a disgrace. And while Biden was president, if he was president, I think the Autopen was president, not Biden. Nearly 100% of those who infiltrated our southern border did so because they were personally approved. They admitted they were just what happened, assisted by the most data.
So you already know where he's going with that. It's Joe Biden, it's the Democrats, it's the border. And if you're still falling for that, something's wrong with you. So what we'll do is we'll skip right on ahead, ladies and gentlemen, because I like it when Donald Trump tells us the story about how he knows that these people are bad.
It'll be the first thing on the list. Yeah, please.
Go ahead.
On the drug boats, sir, has there been any discussion about capturing one so that you can show the amount of narcotics?
We know everything about them. Yeah, Jennifer. We know everything about them.
Right here.
We know where they're coming from, who they're coming with, generally who's in the boat. I'll let Pete discuss it a little bit, but they have incredible intelligence. And usually when you see 5 engines, right. I've never even seen that before, but when you see 5 engines on a boat going about 65 miles an hour, loaded up with white powder in silver cases, generally speaking, that's not a good sign. They're not going fishing, right? And you don't see any fishing rods, right? So, Pete, I'll let you discuss that a little bit, please.
Well, yes, sir. Likewise, generally you don't see fishing in submarines.
Generally.
Either, sir.
Generally.
So the U.S. military, as I mentioned, nobody better in the world at mapping networks, identifying who's connected to who inside terrorist organizations. It's just the media is used to hearing that when it pertains to Afghanistan and Iraq and ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Yeah. But if you reframe how you understand the world in our own hemisphere, that's exactly what these foreign terrorist organizations are. And
so what Pete is doing is, I think Pete Kegsbreath knows that the moment the Democrats regain Congress, and we will, because of wonderful Americans that want accountability, he's on the list. He is on the list of people that we will be holding accountable and trying to get to the bottom of whether or not you committed war crimes. All right? You cannot just randomly and indiscriminately target people that you believe, they got 5 engines and something on their boat, so they got to be eliminated from the face of the earth. What? And look at Pete. He's covered. All these lies are going to be exposed.
We will track them, we will map them, we will network them, and we will hunt them and kill them because they're trying to, and they are killing and poisoning the American people.
You heard him just say he's going to unalive them. Not because they did anything. They're trying to do something. Imagine that. We live in a world where somebody can just assume you're trying to do something and use that as justification to eliminate you from the face of the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. The Bible talks about it. We're not dealing with just, some bad people. This is evil at high levels in this country, and this is why I do what I do with great pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending evil Donald Trump and evil Pete Kegsbreath where they belong, straight to hell!
Silence!
one last thing is, let's see. This has to do with, let me see what this is. Let me go right there. There we go.
And then they say, next time we're going to cut off your hand if you cut, because they took over his apartment in Colorado. You know, Colorado, they took over a town, then they took over another town.
Oh, yeah.
And you have a weak governor.
So this is Donald Trump saying, not only can he get away with the war crimes, but he doesn't have to let Congress know that he's declaring war, all right? This is about, again, the cartel that he's going after. He's trying to start a war. Remember, he's the president, ended all these wars. Well, he's trying to all of a sudden start a war, right? But listen to how he says he doesn't need to let Congress know.
Over there, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, so he lets it go on. But we're getting them out of here. We're getting them all out. They're going back to lots of, not just Venezuela, they're going back to lots of countries. Venezuela would be one, however. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
A moment ago, you said that if Secretary Hegseth went to Congress and briefed them on the operations against these...
go.
You will go. And it would be difficult for them to object.
I don't see any loss in going. No reason not to. You know, they'll always complain, oh, we should have gone. So we're going to definitely, I'd like to just tell you, let's go. We'll go. We're going to tell them what we're going to do, and I think they're going to probably like it, except for the radical left lunatics.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country.
You hear that? You hear this? This is what MAGA wants. They want to be able to have a person in the White House that can just indiscriminately unalive people. And then they want to be able to parade themselves around here as victims. This is why I tell you, Trump supporters, the Lake of Fire is truly your final destination. Because nothing says evil like that. And I got to do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire once again and sending this demon right here. We have a demon in the White House. You see what he's doing to the White House? Join me in sending this demon where he belongs. Straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You see how all of a sudden all these Trump supporters, they're getting real scared right now as I continue to unleash on them. They know, and they understand very clearly that their time is very, very limited at this moment. And I don't want to hear MAGA ever say this to me. If you say this to me, I'm just going to drop you. Well, Zeus, I've already told you there's things Trump does that I don't like. We're way past that. We don't like it. We're at a point now where we need you to plant your flag and stand for something and quit falling for everything. W. Zeus. Now, I do got to address a matter that has been brought to my attention. Some of you might already know it, but I just caught wind of it. And this has to do with the so-called Christian. You know, these MAGA demons love to bring up what Malcolm X said. It's the white liberal. Malcolm X is long gone. He's long past. We're not dealing with that right now in this country. What we're dealing with is the MAGA Christian. And every time, ladies and gentlemen, does anyone know who this is, ladies and gentlemen? Does anybody know who this is? Does anybody know who this guy is right here? Does anybody know what Yep, you caught it. A Christian musician who sang the national anthem for Donald Trump in 2022 rally is facing felony child P3DO charges. And he doesn't have any arms, by the way. Now, I said, what? He sang the national anthem? Because you got to go and fact check this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. When people start saying stuff like this, you got to go, nah, that's just too much like right. So it turns out John Sheptock, you could go find it on YouTube, actually posted a video of him singing the national anthem. All right, so let's listen to this demon croon for Donald Trump. He's crooning for Trump. At a Trump rally.
What's so
out there. Okay. I know it. But it was enough to get Donald Trump's attention. He was crooning for Donald Trump that day. Yeah. And it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, he was working at a church. And what happened is your sins, they end up finding you out. And you just never know when God's going to come knocking on the door and saying it's time to repay for those crimes. And so I want to share with you all what they said this man did. John Sheptock, all right, a dedicated Trump supporter, a Christian, all right, sang national anthem, makes him a patriot, I guess, to Donald Trump. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Listen to the things that he did.
Authorities have arrested a church leader accusing him of disturbing child pornography. Detectives say they arrested him while he was ministering in a prison. ABC 13's Pooja Lodi joins us from First Montgomery Baptist Church in Montgomery with more details.
The church pastor says he removed this suspect from his leadership position as soon as he found out about the arrest. As for the alleged victim, she says she was too afraid to come forward until now. John Sheptock was the worship minister here at First Montgomery Baptist Church. And detectives say he was at a women's state prison in Central Texas ministering inmates when he was arrested.
You got to imagine just the timing of that. So you in the church where the women is at ministering. Hey, he don't got any arms, which makes this matter even more diabolical. How are you doing this in a women's prison? And then, sir, you can't do that any longer. You're under arrest. I mean, this is... You can't make stuff like this up in America. You can't. This is certifiable evidence that MAGA is nothing but an evil force.
According to this written testimony from the Montgomery County Precinct 3 Constable's office, the alleged victim testified the crime started 9 years ago when she was 17, a senior in high school. Court records show she told detectives she believes Sheptock stole a photo from her iCloud photo account. Quote, after the defendant sent the image of victim, he told her that he wanted more explicit images of her. The defendant then sent her a video depicting someone being physically assaulted, accompanied by a statement implying that he did not want that to happen to her. Records show she testified why she didn't come forward at the time, quote, due to her parents' strong religious beliefs. The victim was concerned about how her parents would react to the fact she had taken a nude photo of herself.
I'm going to stop it right there. So the young child didn't even want to come to her parents, because the child was afraid of how her parents would have reacted. See, MAGA? When y'all get out here and y'all start saying, oh, well, why didn't E. Jean Carroll do X, Y, and y'all start trying to blame the victim, I want y'all to understand this is why I also have no problem sending the parents where they belong. Because the parents actually, in my opinion, they put the child in danger. I don't even know how a parent would leave their child around a MAGA demon. Honestly, why would you leave your children around anybody that voted for Donald Trump all alone? And it's really at that level, and I'd hate to say it like this, but why? Why would you do that? Because you already see the evidence that you are the company you keep. You are. Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, we all remember, Robert Morris. What ended up happening to him? He had to have his little hands put in handcuffs. What was he doing, playing with the kids? Who did Donald Trump say was a terrific guy? Oh, don't bring him up, Zeus, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. And then you go and send your children to the lion's den. Now your children growing up with hatred in their heart. They're repeating the cycle, all because their daddy and their mama, they couldn't put their foot down and actually put the teachings of Jesus Christ into work, right? And they allowed the demon to take place, right? And so I'm like this. All right, since you want to harm the children, and you know what the Bible says about that, it's better that there's a millstone tied around your neck and you cast it to the deepest part of the sea than for you to innocently harm one of these children. Let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and warm up the lake of fire. And I'm going to do this because you know what? It's going to make me feel good. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send the parents of these children that keep putting their children in danger by sending them to hang out with these so-called Christians, and as well as the actual perpetrators where they belong. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them straight to hell. Yeah.
Silence, you MAGA.
W. Zeus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got out what I needed to get out in the small window of time that I have, and now I'm trying to swing it on over and engage in some dialogue, all right? And so what that means is it's now time for me to actually have, genuine discussions. I don't know who's left out there, especially on the right, because I've totally obliterated them. What Donald Trump did in Iran is nothing compared to what I did this morning to the MAGA demon. If I were a MAGA demon right now, I'd be ashamed. Honestly, I would be ashamed to get in the box and actually reveal anything about myself, because at this moment, the world is looking at you and they're going, you deserve whatever, never mind. All right, so if you're a Trump voter out there, please identify yourselves in the comments section. I'll bring you right up. And if not, I understand, because it's W. Zeus all day. Yeah, you have to have a conscience to be ashamed. So are you saying that Trump voters, they don't have conscience? And I know, yeah, they're vassals of transgression, to be quite honest. And I saw what you wrote, Kimmy. But you know what, Kimmy? You can laugh, but there's a saying, same thing makes you laugh, it'll make you cry. I understand very firmly right now that folks like you, Kimmy, there'll never be a day when you understand what I say until the stuff that I'm saying directly happens to you, all right? And you don't get it. You don't know it. But folks like you, you're still in a very dark and dangerous cult, all right? And if you look at what Donald Trump has been doing since he's gotten into office, you would actually have to come to a reasonable conclusion that your life hasn't gotten any better. It hasn't. You're still miserable. Remember, under Biden, you were a miserable person, right? And get this, now that Trump's in office, you're still a miserable person. That's a huge W. And you are the company that you keep. Everybody you're around is miserable. All right. And I've ran through your crew several times and I go, y'all still on the same stuff. Y'all still blaming President Biden. He's getting cancer treatment. He's hanging out with his grandkids. He ain't worried about nothing you got going on. Biden living his best life. Hunter Biden too. And y'all still miserable. Imagine that it's like a breakup. All right. Your ex is still sick. You're not happily married. I could go down the list. You're not happily married. Your children, they don't like you. They don't respect you. Even though you're trying your hardest to have a good relationship with some of them, it's not going to work because when they look at mommy and daddy, they go, oh, I just can't take you serious because I understand who you are and I grew up with the teachings you gave me and you're a hypocrite. You aren't practicing what you preach. If anything, you've taken the rent money and you sent it to Donald Trump, who doesn't need any money. So you've already told me you don't love me. And so what I'm doing is exposing that demon. If you're going to a church, Kimmy, you should actually stop going to that church because that church ain't doing nothing but ripping you off. And I'd do the same thing if I didn't care about you. All right. But I care about myself too. Another W, Zeus. Now you see, Kimmy, you see how I don't need you in the box. But I at least try to give you an opportunity to at least deal with defend yourself in the nonsense. All right. If you're a Trump voter, identify yourselves in the comments section. All right. And I'll get you up here. And we don't got to go personal. We really don't. But at the end of the day, we got to address what's really important. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. Am I hitting them? Oh, somebody, Jake. Okay, Jake. Time out. Jake said I'm hitting too hard. All right. All right, fair enough, Jake. I'll share one more story this morning. Somebody sent me a very serious message. It just has to do with a government shutdown. They said, Zeus, we listened to your podcast, the show that I do, and that they've been working for 40 years, and they've at one point needed help with food stamps. They've been forced to work every day right now without pay, and they still got to pay the bridge toll. Bridge toll out here is $8, believe it or not. And they said they can't even work from home anymore after they worked from home during the pandemic, right? Because if they want to still be able to work from home, but now they're saying, well, if you want to continue to do that, you're going to lose your job. So this is a federal employee, by the way, and they're saying it's really bothering, it's really concerning All right. That, while they're suffering right now and they still got to go in, not get paid, Donald Trump's traveling all around the world, remodeling the White House. And they're saying, thank God I got savings. Thank God I got sick hours. But get this, I can't even use the sick hours because guess what? It's a government shutdown. And it just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that every situation Donald Trump ends up in that's actually, a very serious one, who ends up being hurt? Us, the American people. And so what I'll do is just, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Donald Trump a round of boos and shame for all the harm he's causing all the amazing federal employees right now who have to go into work still without pay. Let's give Donald Trump a huge round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, now what I'll do is this real quickly, and then I'll move on, and it'll turn into an echo chamber. Are there any Trump voters out there available that could come up here and truly defend the indefensible? Oh, conservative Democrat. He said no. And conservative Democrat would be in my comment section religiously for all these years saying, Zeus, you're wrong. Zeus, you're wrong. The fact that he will not say that any longer and he's at the level where he doesn't support Donald Trump, it's telling me everything that I need to know, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. All right, let me bring up a mutual then, I guess, because, I've destroyed MAGA. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. They said I went too hard this morning, but I'll do it again if I need to. Good morning, Anthony. How you doing, bro?
Just a second.
Uh-oh. Are you there, Anthony? Uh-oh, we're going to move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring up, come on back, Anthony, when you get a little bit of time, champ. All right, W, Anthony. Stick the ruler. Hey.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Oh man, I can't complain. I'm doing the more and more they expose themselves, and I'm talking about MAGA at this point, and Donald Trump and his administration. The happier and happier I get. So I'm
Wait a second. Wait a second. You said the more they expose themselves, the happier you get, brother. What's going on with that? How does that logic work? Because it's actually funny, but I think I need to understand where you're coming from a little bit.
Well, when you got a person like Marjorie Taylor Greene that can actually change their thought on what they got going on.
Yeah.
It's light.
Yeah.
It's light at the end of the tunnel. It's definitely light at the end of the tunnel.
So you're seeing that Marjorie is actually changing her tune about the things that MAGA quote unquote represents, right?
Oh, definitely. And when you got somebody like her that has been, butch, bad body and all that stuff, and she still sees the light. She still can take that and say, you know what? I understand why she came at me like that. I'm gonna change my mind. I can't be a part of this anymore. When you have a person like Marjorie Taylor Greene turn around, you gotta know there's light at the end of the tunnel.
That's smart. That's smart. W stick. All right. And see, a lot of people say they don't trust her. I think she's trying to make a run, maybe to be president, and she understands very plainly right now that if she continues to hitch her wagon to Donald Trump, she might as well kiss that goodbye. Yeah. Right.
Well, the whole thing of it is when you're dealing with people such as MAGA, and then they turn around and they actually see the light. It's like all the work that you put in, everything that you did to try to let them know, to inform them. It's kind of like a light went off.
Yeah.
And it's so it's like watching a baby deer get up from being born.
Yeah.
The knees are shaking, but they struggle and they finally make it, and you're just so proud. Even though you're not the mama deer, or the daddy deer, you're still proud of them. So that's where I'm at right now, and I feel like if she can get it, they all can get it. So that's where I'm at, Zeus. I'm happy,
all
and I ain't gonna let them break me.
No, brother. All right. Well, listen, I'm happy that you're happy. All right, and I appreciate you coming up here sturdy and early, giving us the quick heads up on that. All right, bro, and keep up the great work.
Your doggone too. Hey,
yes.
and again, the Jason Voorhees is still out there. Those so-called victims that we like to call them victims, but I like to call them survivors.
Yeah,
they're coming. They're coming, Zeus.
They are. They're
coming.
There you go, W Stick. No lies
All
detected.
right, Zeus, have a good one.
You too. Yeah. And he's spot on. Yeah, it's better late than never. I would rather her say something now than to not say anything at all. But I would honestly say you just can't go off of folks actually saying things, because the good book talks about it. Faith without works is dead. I'm going to have to see a lot of work coming from the folks who've defected from the cult at this moment, and it can't just be, oh, I'm a Democrat. Oh, no. That ain't what I want to see. What I want to see is boots hitting the ground and you actually doing something that actually shows you are trying to atone for your sins. All right. Do we have any more Trump voters out there? Anybody out there supporting Donald Trump? Indicate, please put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. All right. And then we'll get you in and then we'll get you out. And then you can go on about your day. It won't take long to do. Okay. Okay, let's see, because I've totally destroyed them. I get it. I hurt their feelings a little bit, but I'm calling it as I see it, balls, strikes. All right, we'll move on to the next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. What a disgrace, right? You just can't believe that this is where we're at right now, where a lot of these folks, they know the end is near. You can try to gerrymander all you want. Good morning, Nutty. How can I help you, brother?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Wonderful. You look good. Not as good as me, but you look good.
Hey. Cut it out.
So listen, Zeus, I wanted to talk about, I wanted to speak on it yesterday, but, time was limited.
Yeah.
But the 22nd Amendment. Okay. We keep hearing chatters about Trump 2028.
Mm-hmm.
We keep hearing chatters.
Right.
Folks, the 22nd Amendment is clear. It is clear. It's not going to happen. Here's my assessment on the 22nd Amendment and Donald Trump, because, they're going to try to find every loophole that they can find to try to legitimize it. That's when I do believe that some of the people like Mitt Romney will rein in his party, even though I think he's a feckless, spineless POS right now for not doing it right now.
Yeah.
But it's the people like Mitt Romney and the Thomas Masseys that will then not allow this to happen. The fact that they're allowing the destruction of the Constitution right now is abhorrent in it of itself.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a president for getting a third term after the passage and ratification of the 22nd Amendment, I just don't see it happening, even though nothing surprises me with this administration. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm still going to be out there pushing. I need every single one of you people that is in this kingdom right now. There's 1.3K in here right now. If you told 5 people and pushed 5 people to get out and vote, and have those 5 people also tell 5 people, do you see the numbers at that point?
Yeah.
How the numbers continue to grow
exponentially. Yeah, that's how it should work.
It absolutely. But don't just start at the midterms, y'all. You got to start local. Who are you putting in that leadership role for your mayor, for your alderman, for your city council, for your county commissioners? Yeah. That's where government affects you the most. Zeus, I sent you a text this morning.
Oh, you did? I got it.
I sent you a No, you're fine. I sent you a text this morning because I know people on this app. They're going to say, well, prove it. I sent Zeus a text, and I'm just going to be very transparent. I sent him a text that I received this morning during the beginning of this show.
Oh, who from who?
Because I work for FEMA.
Yeah. Oh.
So I don't know if I work for FEMA. I got fired, then I was deployed. I don't know what's going on with the government, but I still have my access.
Right.
And we received notification this morning that Illinois, the state of Illinois, for the second time was denied emergency status by the White House. And what I mean by that, What I mean by that, Zeus, what I mean by that is that when the governor of a state declares a state of emergency, then that governor sends a request to the White House. And that's how FEMA is activated.
Wow.
Because the White House has to accept that declaration of an emergency. So earlier this year, just like Wisconsin, y'all know Wisconsin is right next to Illinois, so it's the same weather pattern. They had flooding to go on in Illinois. They had flooding.
Yeah.
And so the governor declared states of emergency for several counties in Illinois. And for the second time this morning, the Trump White House has denied their declaration, meaning FEMA will not go to help them. These are U.S. citizens
Children.
that your president is denying access of their and our tax-paying dollars. This is money that we put into the system to help us when the help is needed. So what say you, MAGA? Tiny Tank Top Tim. I used to call you 4X, but you're not 4X anymore. You're 5X because you keep getting fatter. So 5X.
Off of
Come up here.
Dollars.
Come up here and explain that. And Tiny Tank Top 10 for that matter, since you keep putting one in Zeus's chat every single day, but yet you say how much you hate Zeus, just like conservative Democrat, but y'all show up here every single doggone day. Come up here and explain to me how you, sir, with a combined income with you and your wife of $50,000, how your health and premiums aren't going to go up. Explain to me how they're not going to go up, because they're not funding the ACA or
because I don't have
to
insurance.
make it bad, the Obamacare.
Because I don't have insurance.
And you think that's okay, Tom?
Yes, I do.
So Tom, here's it. Do you love your wife? Do you love your wife?
Yes, I do.
Say today your wife calls you and she's panicking. I just went to the doctor and he diagnosed me with cancer. Then what, Tom?
Then we find a way to pay for it.
Then you find a way to pay for it. You know what? Listen, I'm actually going to be nice today, Zeus. Are you ready? Zeus, I'm glad you're sitting down because this is so unlike me. This is so unlike me. But you know what, 5X? I hope and pray that you never receive a phone call like that.
So do I.
But here's the thing. Cancer, the cost of that, you know how much that costs, Tiny Ticked Up? Tom? How much do you think that's going to cost you? I don't know this game that well, and I'm just trying to wrap
until it happened.
I'm just trying, huh?
I wouldn't know until it happened.
Let's say it costs over 100,000.
I was going to say, it has happened in my family, and I can give you some context.
Yeah.
Tom, 5X, it's more than what you make combined.
Okay, so let's just go
so
that
literally
path.
That puts you into bankruptcy.
So how would you pay for that?
I'd find a way.
You'd find a way. See, this is the ignorance. Zeus, what you're listening to right now is pure ignorance.
It's unsafe.
It's pure ignorance.
And it's unsafe. So Tom, listen, bro. That's unsafe. That's unsafe. That's like, not insuring your car and riding down the freeway 100 miles an hour. You know something's bound to happen. You know that, right?
So it's wrong that I don't have insurance, but yet I should have insurance and then complain about the premium.
Are you on Medicaid or Medicare? Anything like that?
No. He will be. He will be. For sure, 100% he will be, and I don't believe that he's not right now. And if you are, that's what your tax-paying dollars went to. It went to pay for that.
So I should have insurance and then complain about the premiums going up?
Absolutely, you should. Absolutely, you should. And here's why. Tom, are you gonna listen?
This is serious, bro. I normally don't want to interact with you like this, but every day it gets darker and darker with you. And
healthcare in this country, Tom. It should be a right, not a privilege.
It's a choice.
It should be it's not a choice. You know what's funny, Zeus? Zeus, let me talk to you for a second. Yeah. You know what's really hilarious? That little Honda Civic or Toyota that he's driving, the law requires for him to drive it, he has to have insurance. Yet
because when I drive it, I'm putting
don't
other
interrupt
people.
me. Don't interrupt me.
You have to have insurance.
You are
because it
going
affects
to
other
insure.
people.
You are going to insure something that can be replaced, but you're not going to insure something that cannot be replaced. Make sense of that.
The insurance for your car is not for you. It's to protect other people in case you get hurt.
Tom, here's the
Or
thing.
in case they get hurt because of what you do.
Tom, here's the thing. I'm really at a point like this. If you want to drive 100 miles an hour without wearing a seatbelt, and you're going to ignore the warnings, just do it, bro. But don't be shocked when it happens.
Right,
That's
but
where I'm at with you.
driving at 100 miles an hour can affect other people. My health insurance only affects me. My
Tom,
health only
please take
affects
that back. Please take that back. Because
what
that is not true.
It actually affects me.
It affects all of us, bro. Have you lost it?
It affects you if I have health insurance.
Yeah.
Not if I don't have health.
Okay, so listen. Okay, you're a man of business, right? So let's just say I live in a small town. There's maybe one or two doctors, and everybody else has insurance, and they're going in to see the doctor. Then Tiny Tech Tim comes in there, and your bill is $100,000+. How's that going to get paid for? Now you're impacting the doctor. Hold on. Now the doctor's not getting their money. Hold on. Huh?
I find a way to pay for it.
Okay, give me an example of a way you would pay for $100,000 bill. $100,000 bill, because if you got a way to do that, then you know what, I'm going to try it. What do you got?
I own a house. I could get a lien on my house or a loan for my house.
How much your house worth?
I think it's roughly $352,000.
Oh, so you and your wife and again, I didn't know this is how you get down. You and your wife basically have agreed that if there's any medical expense beyond what you both can pay, you're going to go put a lien on your house.
No,
then you said it doesn't impact you.
If we get diagnosed with anything that cannot be cured, we're not going to go broke paying for it. We will die.
Okay, Zeus, I'm done with him. I want to talk to you now.
All
so
right.
here's this is the ignorance. This is the ignorance that you are listening to, Zeus, because you're correct. It affects us all. Because if anything were to happen to 5X and an ambulance needs to be called, and then he's going to go to the emergency room without insurance.
Wow.
Now, I don't want the emergency room to say, you know what, you don't have insurance, so therefore we cannot treat your injuries. So what are they going to do? They're going to treat his injuries. They're going to try to save his life, correct?
Yeah.
So who's going to pay for that? We all pay for that. And I'm okay with paying for that. I am okay with paying for that. Why is it that people like this punk right here, why is he so selfish? Why is he so ignorant? Why?
It's selfish because I don't want to have insurance.
Tom, here's the problem you're not connecting. You don't have all the money to pay for it. You're going to get on a payment plan, but somebody needs to fill in that gap, right? And this is what we're trying to highlight with you. The price of insurance, all that is set by the rate of doing business with a group of people. You know what I'm saying?
So
it's
instead,
like
I should
you
get
got
insurance and complain about the premiums going up. Got it. You want me to have a reason to complain. I understand that.
No, I just want you to understand that. Hold on. No, I just want Tom, listen. I just want you to understand that you don't live in a world where what you do doesn't impact anyone but you. All right. And that's all I wanted you to understand. Even if you do it the way you're doing, taking a second mortgage out or a lien on your house, that impacts your family directly.
No, I never had a mortgage on my house.
Well, you're going to take a loan out. You said put a lien on it. That impacts your family. Right. And then it could be you got kids, too.
It's not going to affect them.
Okay, but then you don't think it will. But and then you get the banks in. So now the bank's involved, right? And then now if you don't pay that back, then it goes down the list. And again, you're not dealing with just you, is my point. And then you still got to deal with the fact that the doctor, in a way, has been stiff because you're getting free services that you can't pay for.
So just
and
come
you're
out
riding
and
an
say that I
ambulance.
should
You're
have
riding in an
insurance, so
ambulance.
then I have a right to complain about the premiums.
Hold on,
Just
you're riding in an ambulance. We're paying for. You're going to a doctor. We're paying for. And you're getting in there. You're going, nope. No one's bothered by this.
I should have insurance so I can complain about the premiums. That's all you got to say.
Listen, I already said it. I'm standing 10 toes flat because I said, Tom, healthcare is a right, not a privilege.
It's a choice.
Okay,
it's
and again,
a right.
Choice.
He's right, Nutty. It's a choice. He can ride without his seatbelt on. I'm with him. All right. And so with that being said, it's a bad decision to do, right, Nutty? It's a bad decision to run around here and insure your house, your car, your pets, everything except your behind. It's a bad decision. And so with that being said, and we're really running out of time, Tiny Tank Top Team.
Yeah, I'm done with them.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately.
Thanks for letting me up.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. No, you're welcome. And in the meantime and in between time, do us a huge favor and go back to where you came from, straight to hell.
Listen.
Oh, I like that.
Silence, you Damon.
Listen, after that, I need one because he just clogged my head big time.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand that level of ignorance. Let's call it out what it is. It's straight up ignorance. But thank you for letting me up, and I don't want to waste any more of your time.
W
man.
Nutty. And Nutty, I can tell you what it is. It's called broke. It's called broke. And I can just tell that's a broke way of looking at life, because if I would have respected him if he would have said, look, Zeus, I got piles and piles of cash. If anything happens, me and my wife, we're good. And that would have been that, because I can understand that there's a lot of folks out here who got that kind of wealth accumulated. But when you don't got that kind of wealth like that, then I understood what we were dealing with. Tiny Tank Top Tim he's trying to hold on to that nest egg of about $10,000. And so when you got only $10,000 or something like that, then you just make decisions like that. And it's short-sighted. It's not long-term. And I respect it. I respect it, because he's basically saying, look, I'll ride in the car 100 miles an hour, no seatbelt, and I'll take my chances. And then, you know what, I'll let you guys deal with it. But unfortunately, it's going to go in the bucket of ignorance. W. Zeus. W. Zeus, oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see. Who do we got here? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, look at the time. Opinion, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm all right. How can I help you?
Now, I'm just calling about what just happened with the health insurance.
Okay, are you a Trump voter?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you got for me real quick?
Well, I come from a household that makes a fairly good income.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 60 now, and at the age of 51, I was told I had MS. Now, with this gentleman that you were just talking to, I do 4 treatments a year that cost $25,000 a year. It costs $25,000 a piece. Now, if he does not have insurance, who pays that? We do. So what he is saying is that he'll leave it up to us, because he's never going to get the money for a $100,000 treatment. If his wife comes up with MS, one of his kids comes up with cancer, he's just putting it on us. I mean, it's just pure.
He said that his house is paid for, and that he's going to get a lien on the house, and that's how he's insuring his health. What do you say to that?
I say it's actually insane, because all he has to do is pay maybe $400 or $500 a month as an extra payment if he has the money, and he has insurance that covers that, even if it covers 80%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So you don't buy what he's selling, is what you're saying?
No, I don't. And listen, if you go into the hospital and say you go into the emergency room. Now, a lot of people are starting to use emergency rooms as doctors because they can't afford to go to a doctor. So they go to an emergency room. They don't ask you for payment right away. They send you a bill.
Speaking of that, do you think he actually engages in preventative health care?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So he doesn't understand that ultimately he's setting himself up to be basically screwed.
He could be walking around cancer right now, and he doesn't even know it. If you think about it, because he's not doing any kind of preventative maintenance, he's not doing his yearly blood checks, he's not doing anything. So he could actually have a element in his body that he doesn't even know about.
Yeah, and if I were a doctor and I would see him coming in with that little I'm broke routine, I'd tell him he's fine. Easy. I'm going to take a little bit. Yeah, you're fine. Get him back out there, because you don't got any money.
I went to a doctor. I had an accident a few years ago, and I went to a doctor, and I actually had to have an operation on my back. And I'm in the hospital one day going in for a procedure in my ear, and I see my doctor, and he goes, "Hey Todd," I go, "Yeah, what's that?" He goes, "I just want you to know that we're not going to take insurance anymore." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We're not going to take insurance anymore because the insurance is giving us, for your visit, they're only giving us $77.
Wow.
And this is a specialist that does back surgery.
Wow.
So what happens? I mean, it's a big, ugly circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a huge, ugly circle.
Well, and what we'll do is this. I hope he's listening to you, sir, because it's not me that's saying it. You're a regular American and you're saying it. And I hope these words actually start to resonate with people because they get on me about it. But when they hear it from folks like you, I think I think it carries a lot more weight. But listen, I got to move it on, all right? And thank you for coming up. You too. All right, you too. All righty then. Let's see. All right. Good morning to Keisha. What do you got for us? Very quick, sis. How are you doing?
I'm sick. This ain't gonna take but a second. But my cousin works for the she works for Social Security.
Yeah.
And they were letting them work remotely from home. And they got a letter the other day telling them they gotta come back in the office. That they know gas may be a problem. Even though they ain't working, they still gotta come back to the office and give the same level of production that they were given as if they were being paid.
And if they don't come to work, what?
They get fired.
And that's been his plan the whole time, to fire
So
a
it don't
bunch.
matter if you got gas, you know you ain't getting paid, you still gotta come in this office. And there's one more thing, Zeus, and then I'm gonna go because you know I don't feel good.
All right, feel better.
Thank you. The Tongue Timmy the other day that was talking to you, you know I can't stand him because he be talking but he don't know what he talking about. He said one thing that I hear a lot of people say and it really bothers me. He said you don't have to respect Trump but respect the office. What I want to say to that is the person that's in the office doesn't respect the office. So why should we respect the office or the person in the office, Zeus?
Yeah.
They are treating the White House like it's some kids or us, like it's something to play with. They treating it like a toy. Ain't nothing they got going on serious. They think everything a joke. They in there for laughs and giggles, and the country is going down like the Titanic.
Bingo.
And that's all I got to say.
All righty then. W to Keisha. She ain't lying. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I made up for lost time, but Big Zeus does have to wrap it up. All right, I got to get up out of here and get busy, get to cooking and booking like I normally do. I want to thank every single one of you all for tuning in today. Hopefully, I'll see you all Monday. All right, when I get back doing what I'm doing. All right, but in the meantime and in between time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give all of you a huge round of applause. All right, because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Entertaining, engaging, and definitely incredible. W Lady Boss, I appreciate it. As you can see, we've totally destroyed MAGA this morning once again, and they know that we've got them dead to rights. All right, no matter what Donald Trump tries to say and lie his way through, we're gonna catch it and we're gonna deal with it accordingly and send it straight to hell. But I also got to give one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. And you know exactly who this goes out to. This goes out to all the Zeus haters out there, you know, and I saw one this morning. Actually, I saw two Wild Man. You know what? There's a joke about Wild Man, ladies and gentlemen. Do I want to play the joke? Let me show you the joke about Wild Man, ladies and gentlemen. There's a photo out there circulating, and I've caught Wild Man doing something that he shouldn't be doing. There he is right there. Y'all seen this? This is Wild Man, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a photo of him right there. Wild Man, identify yourself in the comment section. And I'll tell you what happened with this. Listen up. This is for Wild Man.
Boss, it's done. Every last one of them's milked. Finally.
Son, we don't have any cows. All we got are bulls.
What?
You hear that, Wild Man? Look at what Wild Man doing.
Boss, it's done. Every last one of them's milked. Finally.
Son, we don't have any cows. All we got are bulls.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's send the ultimate Zeus hater, Wild Man, where he belongs. And anyone like him, anyone with that ilk, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA Daily.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
Yeah. Gotta wait the chain up. Get injected with some power. with some strings. Level up like a king. Came from the trenches, now we ballin' at the top. Wisdom in the jam, presidential, rock the ops. Drip too saucy, got the fit, hitting real different. 1600 on the throne, out here looking great. Let's go. No skinny, I'm the go for the blade. All attacks make these clowns pay for all the shade. Bustin' moves, no mid, got the game in a choke. Beat it out, now my legacy hitting is bespoke. From the Bay to DC, I keep them on their toes. Level up with the blueprint, watch the empire grow. Goes to our face, now my circle A1. Move 100 in, this race is already won. Bet I'm dripping, got the power, vision crystal clear. Hit with ambition, yeah, making history right here. Ops talking wild, but they cannot touch the throne. Posted in the Oval Office. Steady ball! Got my foot on the gas. I'm bulletproof, yeah, my aura is built to last. Slap with the plan, moving jets, not checkers. Presidential flex, got the game on my necklace. Level up, we taking over the spot. Drip too clean, get it poppin'. We ain't gon' never stop. No cap, we lit. Yeah, flow on 1,000, 100, 1,600. Presidential, we found it. Posted in the Capitol, moving like I own a block. Riz game, presidential, got the nation in the lock. 100, no facade, drip celestial, shining brighter than a star. Turn your dreams into chandeliers. I'm stay lurking, but they folding under all the pressure. 1600, I'm the one flexing, I'm the new successor. Trap soul in the White House, DC is the town. Woke up in the mansion, views from the east, clean prime. Presidential, residential, got the poles in a climb. In the storm, got the glow, dropping bombs like I'm reading out a song. Pop stay rich, but the quote is unbreakable. Skibidi through the storm, legacy unshakable. Make the whole world flip. Bustin' off the charts, got the game in the trance. Drip too wavy, yeah, make you wanna dance. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, flow on 1,000, 100, 1,600, 5 presidential. We found it. All right. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Have a great